to talk a little bit about the most elegant man in the world.
Yes.
And though I do think you're pretty debonair,
okay, well,
I'm actually talking about the man behind the fragrance that we are bringing now that has long been called many things, including one of the most prestigious and one of the costliest fragrances in the world. The brand is Joy. And let me just say, what we bring you here is a remarkable opportunity. So the fragrance Joy, Eau de Parfum, you get here the large glass bottle, vanity top, it's almost 2 ounces. And then right here, the purse spray is essentially gratis because this alone, the big beauty, Jean Patou, this one right here is $155 on its own. Nobody has easy pay that brings you Joy and Jean Patou from Paris, so that's a lovely thing. But better still is the story behind what you have often told all of us is the most elegant man in the world.
The most elegant man in Europe.
So what's the story behind Jean Patou?
Well, you know, Jean Patou was a guy who was in the army and created his own uniforms. They didn't like him, but you know, he was not a guy who fit the square peg in the round hole. But he's a man's man, and he was contemporary with Coco Chanel in the 20s, became a very, very elegant designer and started doing fragrances. He loved the fragrance business. This, you see him here, you see he's the most elegant man in Europe. And in 1929, when the market crashed, he wanted to bring some joy to his American consumers because he knew they wouldn't be coming. So that's how they got the name. And they spent a lot of time trying to create this fragrance, and they turned it down several times, and finally the guy brought him one. He says, "Oh, this is great, but it's too expensive." And he said, "No, this is what I want." And it takes 28 dozen roses and 10,000 jasmine blooms to create 1 ounce of this parfum. So
you should know.
So
for that reason,
this is how it got known as the costliest fragrance in the world. Now we still do all these formulas the same. We still have the same fields of Rose de Mai and jasmine in Grasse, France, to make this with. It's really a art that we do, and it's quality and luxury at its finest.
So Grace Kelly, Sophia Loren, we could name countless. Famous celebrities and women who have flocked to Jean Patou and Joy. Jean Patou was a race car driver. He was a very debonair, incredibly handsome man. And this incredibly indulgent luxury fragrance that he created has now, since 1929, it does live in the contemporary place that Chanel and others live. So it was thrilling when you guys officially launched here at QVC and came to QVC, because nowhere else are you getting Joy by Jean Patou on Easy Pay. The shipping and handling is totally free. I should tell you, those two things, Easy Pay and shipping and handling, are only this day of the month. And I did want to call out as well, because this configuration includes what is essentially the purse spray that you're getting gratis, because all you're paying for is this over here.
The only place you can get it.
This configuration. I think we have like maybe 1,400 of these left to go around, and it is made in France, so it's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance.
We like to think of it as this floral symphony, because this is the heart of it is the Rose de Mai and jasmine and a wonderful musky dry down, but you will love this fragrance. It can be your iconic fragrance. It's not like anything else in the world. You will love this fragrance. Buy yourself a Valentine's Day gift right now.
No doubt. Valentine's Day is coming.
For you, from you.
I also think, too, you know, as we close out January and we talk about new beauty, we're seeing spring fashion happen. And I don't know about anyone else out there, but I find these seasonal times great times to introduce new fragrance. Because fragrance wardrobe is a lot like clothing wardrobe. And so I wanted Lee to come by because this is a remarkable, legendary fragrance. And what we had tonight, which I think is pretty special, because I always like to keep a portable or a purse spray with me. And so that was the case. But Joy and Jean Patou, they kind of throw it in without charging you for it, which is brilliant. And, you know, I love the story that you tell, too, about the ingredients and the number of roses and the number, because that kind of that's where the lore of the legend came from.
And that's how they, you know, when you think about 28 dozen roses and 10,000 jasmine blooms, that's an incredible commitment to luxury and a work of art. And he was a guy who believed in bringing that to his fashion as well as to his fragrances. And this is an iconic fragrance that you will love for years and will be known for it.
I don't know if we can show those pictures again, but there was something incredibly dashing and debonair about Jean Patou. Of course, he's French.
Of course.
And there he is on the screen. And walk me through it once again, if you wouldn't mind.
And this was the ad that was one of those, the costliest fragrance in the world. This is him on a boat bringing over American models for his runway shows. He made a connection to the American consumer that was not like anything else. To this day, Joy sells more in America, in the U.S., than it does in France. Yeah, so we've always had this great connection to the American consumer. You will love this fragrance. It is a beautiful, very little goes a long way. You won't have to wear a lot of this. Will last you a long time, and you will love this fragrance.
It's so decadent.
Yes.
But the floral notes are so beautiful, and 1,200 of these are available. You know, I would just call out, when we have these opportune moments in a show like Tuesday Night Beauty, and it is a brand that is really doesn't come along often
Doesn't
to
come
QVC. Easy Pay is one of the big reasons we often call out that at QVC, when you stumble on extraordinary name brands, that is our point of difference. Also configurations. So what Lee and the Joy team have brought by, you know, the full size 1.6 ounce Eau de Parfum, EDP. That is the hardiest essential oils of that on its own is $155. So this, which is the purse spray, which is 1/3 of an ounce, they've just thrown in as kind of a thank you QVC.
Yes.
So that's the duo on your screen, and I thank you so much for coming by.
Oh, always a pleasure.
Fashion Week is coming up in New York. So it felt timely to have this kind of like little special girly indulgence.
This is a great deal. Thank you.
All right, guys, so a couple things, because we only have a few minutes left in the Tuesday Night Beauty show, and then I'm going to join you for the find. This is how we started Tuesday Night Beauty. Laura Geller